devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I had to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I had to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand. Call
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here with Signature Sports, and a pleasure it is to have you alive and in charge for a ton of fun. One of my favorite racetrack on Iracing, and one of the best tracks you could go to, in my opinion. You're going to be live for the Chop Shop Racing Truck Series presented by Speedy Trophies during the broadcast booth. I can speak. Booth by Bryant Lucas. Bryant, I did hear you. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. We're going to have a fun night tonight in the Chop Shop Truck Series. We had a great race last week at Indianapolis. What a photo finish with Bigger getting the win. What a week.
It is going to be a good race today, folks. This one is kind of shaping up about halfway through the season already. Week 10, Kansas Speedway. 130 for laps. They're going to see Kansas City, Missouri. If you didn't see the Chiefs win the Super Bowl this past Sunday, well, it's okay. Not a big deal. It's not a big deal to me, at least. To some people, it was this. Congratulations to KC on 2 in a row. Try to go for 3 in a row next year is what I'm understanding. So that's going to be interesting to see what they do in the offseason. ChopShopRacing.net is where you can find out how to get a part of the Chop Shop Racing Series, Ball Status, B&B Music, Admin Box, Logo Paints. That'll be some of the drivers that get out here and have some of the Fuego paints out there, but some of the drivers out here with an admin box. Going to be part of the Balance Status. You're going to go to the ChopShopRacing.net section, click on the Balance Status icon, make sure that you donate to the cause for these drivers and these leagues. That's how you do it. Get a special part of the Chop Shop Racing Discord, and some extra perks that go along with that. B&B Music is the big Money Bash music out of California. That's going to be Francisco Corella out there. Much love to B&B Music. So right now qualifying, we're going to run the nighttime, 75 degrees on the track temperature, 72 degrees on the air temperature, 51% humidity. Cloudy skies, it's not going to be a factor. The wind not going to be a factor. The nighttime skies kind of take away any of that heat that may be a viable factor as what the Cup Series deals with when they run during the day. Right now, qualifying underway, iRacing.com. Check out what you got going on with the update today. Hopefully everybody got their updates and not having any issues. It's going to be good. We're going to see what's going to happen with this one. I'm going to check on a couple of more things. I do have some more driver cams for a few of the drivers. Brian, tell people what they got going on.
Chop Shop is great. We're racing in road course next week, and I honestly don't remember your question because I am no longer in the Chop Shop League anymore, so I cannot quite get into the race. I got to look it up. So I got my own stuff I'm trying to figure out.
These things happen. It happens.
Yeah. Well, it's because I was a driver before, and then I went to the booth, and they're like, well, he doesn't drive anymore, so we're going to kick him out.
Well, they still need
I don't blame them.
They still need you still need to be in there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully that can be figured out. So, all right, we're going to work on this one, folks. I'm getting all the drivers put in for the driver cams. Of course, brought to you by Beef Jerky Unlimited. Go to beefjerkyunlimited.com to find your flavor today. And they don't just sell beef jerky anymore, folks. We got some sauces up there now. You like your hot sauces, you like your barbecue sauces. They sell a whole bunch of that in the store. So, how crazy is that? How cool is that, right? I enjoy it. Chris Roberts, thank you for subscribing out there on YouTube, folks. If you haven't done so, reach up at that like button for me. Give me a share out there if you don't mind. We're going to have some drivers putting in some time today. But here is a look at your starting grid for today's race. Brandon Banks will be your pole sitter. Anthony Shook will be your outside pole sitter here for week 10 at Kansas, presented by SpeedyTrophies.com. Use promo code CHOPSHOP10 as your promo code, and you'll be able to save a little bit. They do all kinds of different things, plaques, pretty much everything. I mean, they really do. I mean, they can get you hooked up. If they don't have it on their website, they'll make it for you. They do custom engraving as well. So check them out. Again, SpeedyTrophies.com. TJ Kroger's going to be Road 2 with Colby Hartong. Brian Rayburn will have Michael Strickland to his outside, road number 3. Jerry Culver, Jason Dan, road number 4. John Hammond and Brad Dove there in row number 5. Damiani's going to have Retchin there in row number 6 to his outside. Row 7 will be Brandon Porter, Greg Whitehead. Michael Newbrow, Wesley Strait in row number 8. Row 9 will be Robert Church, Connor Hazel, Jeremiah Burke's going to have Alex Thompson in row number 10. We'll have Sam Benson in row 11. Stephen Hine will have Hayden Malcolm, who was recently on the Chop Shop Racing podcast. Donna Williams will have Ryan Went there in row 13. Row 14 will be Anthony Crown over Nathan Biggert. Row 15, Michael Caffrey, Joshua Brock. David Asuno will have Bob Garofalo there in row number 16. Chris Roberts for Joe Thompson, Colton Hendry, Michael Coulter Jr. through row 18. And that will be it. 36 trucks in today's race, as Kansas will take you all the way to the stage lap, which is going to be, I believe, on lap 42. It is 100% fuel. They'll be able to make it on fuel. They'll be just fine. Fuel and tires for 42 laps, if they can keep it green, will be an interesting scenario. And hopefully they can, because this track has a lot of fun as it spreads out. Restart zone coming up. Green flag for 134 laps.
Good to see the 54, the 8 back up front again tonight, man. It's they had a fun battle at Vegas a few weeks ago.
Brennan Banks, TJ Krober 1-2. Here comes Colby Hartung, season 2 champion, getting himself a good push into the corner. We have yet to see Colby Hartung kind of turn it on, similar to what he did last season. This is a track that's going to be one of his. That outside lane will come into play, but look at all of those trucks. Putting a lot of time and energy into it. Hartung to second. Here comes Michael Strickland there in fourth. Anthony Shook back. How about Jason Day making moves early? Got the win in the SLM Series on Sunday. He's going to be working on the 74 here. I'm sorry, on the 7 here. It's the inside of Anthony Shook. Brad Dove to the bottom side of the 25. Here comes the 13. Ooh, baby.
That 3 wide in the back, Newbrow, the 02 and the 44 at Hazel are 3 wide for 16. And they're just cruising 3 wide there comfortably, so that was quite impressive. They did that for about a lap and a half.
Drivers have kind of gotten themselves into a little conundrum here. There's the 02 honoring Toby Keith and what he's got going on his Penske do love it. Again, music icon and legend in the music industry. Passed away with the honor from his battle with cancer. So Toby Keith, thoughts and prayers to you. I can't play any of his music. Can't even talk about it right now because it's been so. The dynasty still has to be set with that, and just to get himself, just to be able to have any of his music be able to play without having any issues. A little crack and rumble on the 13, fastest lap of the segment so far, 30:59, and that's won by Jerry Colton. Bryant, you're able to make it home. Good to see it. How about this back here? We're seeing a lot of the drivers put themselves in a good place. Coulter Jr. not in today's race. Damiani, I do believe, taking the outside as well. Caffrey's going to be a few seconds off the pace here. And Michael Caffrey needing to people catch up. Maybe Mike's just like, you know what, I'm just going to take it easy right now. 14 seconds, the difference between he and the race leader. Maybe trying to avoid a caution.
Yeah, and you also got to realize patience. NASCAR is a big thing about patience. If you can be a very patient person, you can win a lot of races based off of just that. And Stryker is one of the most patient people I've ever met in my entire life. And so he's for sure just being patient, taking care of his equipment, and he'll be there at the end.
I've been you. Thank you. Hey, Stinks, how you doing out there? Give him some shout outs to Newbrow. He's got a chance. Anthony was running behind. He's good. Let's go racing, says Joseph G. Might have purged you by accident. We'll get you back in. Sorry, we're back in the roster lately. Yeah, don't get rid of the people who are out there to help. That's for. Don't get rid of the help. The help is viable, right? That's what it's supposed to do. Which we appreciate. We appreciate you getting out there. Moving that logo down there a little bit. Of course, I wanted to always talk about the drivers who put up their faces to give us a whole lot more to look at other than just the racing. Here's Chris Roberts and one of our Beef Jerky loaded driver cams. You see the 14 on a bounce on the 54. Brandon Banks, Colby Hartung on the move.
Yeah, and I'm noticing a difference in this field tonight. It's a lot calmer. Earlier this week, there was a big review in league on drivers with the most incidents, and that list was actually released, and it's made a lot of people watch some other people a little bit more. Those people have gone, okay, I need to clean it up and try to do my best to clean it up, and so I think we're seeing a little bit of effect of that for sure. And this race is looking amazing right now. These guys are having a ball, and everybody's giving a lot of space, and so you gotta give them credit right now. This is some beautiful racing going on.
Giving some space in the top 10, but here in the back of the pack, mid-pack from all the way back, mid-pack from 18th back. Here's where all the niciness gets, and this is where tire saving comes into play, and every position does matter. Mark Iracing leads the halfway on these trucks as the 3 of Greg Whitehead gets around. Robert Church there to the inside as we see a little Black Mamba action. 16 rolls to the bottom side as we see the 5 of the 89 there as well. 89 of Stephen Hine. Ooh, 16 bounces it off the bottom of the apron. You can't do that. That's something about this racetrack you do not want to do in the corners. Do not bounce your truck or your cars off the bottom of the apron. That will send you straight up the race line. It'll get you free very quickly. And Sam Benson, who has definitely got the I rating to get around these drivers, needs to just kind of hold the patience here. It's the 16 will be there with the 38. Don't put it 3 wide. Benson, you're going to make yourself have an issue here. As right there, as I say that, there comes Ryan Wendt on the bottom side of the 55. Puts it 3 wide, 16 up near the wall. 2 of Dono Williams back to the inside.
There's still 3 wide there. Benson's not giving up, and he's finally conceded, like, all right, I'll get behind you. I'm going to push you and make your life as hard as I can for right now, but looks like it's all worked out, and the 55 looks like he's trying to work his way back around the 40 here as he follows the 2 down the back straightaway.
Brad Dove up to 9th on board his camera here. As probably needing to move that camera over. He's got Jerry Culver in his sights. Here we go. Let's move that up. He's got his firefighter flag down there. Mr. Dove. Oh, baby, 13. It's freed up by Dove in the 25 up into the wall. Gonna hold on to it. A lot of drivers gonna touch and go moment. No caution here as Dove gets bounced off the wall. He was trying to get to the inside of Dove just real slow right now, just trying to get himself rolling. Oh man, he's back up and running here. He's good to go. As we'll see. And who is this? We got an Oakland Raiders fan out there. I'm trying to recognize the driver. Not quite sure. Tell me who that is, Grijalva. Who is that? Screen is a little laggy. I don't know why it would be a little laggy, folks. I've got 6K out, and it might be Twitch. Twitch has had a lot of issues over the last couple of weeks here, folks. I'm showing a great stream up there. The bit rates are hitting right where they need to be. If it's all there. I do apologize. I do apologize if it seems a little laggy. It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be anything going on. It looks fine on our end.
Michael Strickland up to second. Hard Tongue in first. You got to shout out Hard Tongue's scheme there. That is a very iconic scheme for a lot of people due to the scandal that happened in that car. It seems like the scandalous schemes get the schemes involved in scandals are the ones, because we saw the Tabasco fiasco earlier in the season, and so it's kind of cool to see those cars that didn't pay for their schemes get a lot more recognition. It's kind of crazy.
Brandon Banks back to 3rd. Don't count him out just yet. TJ Krober is going to be in 4th. Anthony Shook in 5th. What happened in lead change? Lead change happened as the drivers are going. 36 drivers here, folks. Again, thank you, Hastings. I appreciate the comments. A lot happening all over the racetrack as we were speaking. Go ahead.
It seems like Banks and Krober, and I'm telling you, give it to the stage break. Burke will be up there. You take us to 1.5 miles, Krober, Banks, and Burke come out of the woodworks, all right? And they make their way to the front. So keep an eye on Burke back there in 11th.
$36 drivers, 2 out of the race, so it'll be 34 drivers on the racetrack. Stryker got himself around TJ Krober and Brandon Banks shortly on lap 10. Kobe Hartung right here. Here's your pass for the lead. 14 went down to the inside. Made it Cook on the inside. Clean pass. That's how he lost the lead. And Banks might just be saving.
Hartung's going to catch, who's in that 77? Michael Caffrey. He's going to catch Michael Caffrey here and put him a lap down.
It would still put Caffrey on the lucky dog spot, even if there were a caution to come out now. So Caffrey will give up the race pace here on the high side, save a little bit of tire. Hartung to the bottom. The wall tap going on there, nothing big. 77 in tow will now just have to maintain some pace. He's not really pushing it, and this is a track that I've seen the 77 do well in, so we'll just kind of see what's happening here. Here's your race leader and the 77 running 1-2 to each other, but first driver 1 lap down. Next driver looking for some pace is going to be right here, about 10.6 seconds, 10.7 seconds off of the pace of the race leader. So Carlton Henry just trying to take his time. Right in front of him, Devin D'Souza in that 31. 45 in 31st. Joe Thompson in 30th. He's up 4. Nathan Biggert. He's not a driver we're used to seeing run to the back here.
It seems like a lot of the draft track, like he was really good at Indianapolis. He won Indianapolis, in fact. And it was, Indianapolis has a certain amount of technical driving to it, and you gotta take care of your tires and stuff. Whenever we go to a mile and a half, Biggert just seems to not quite be as good. You take him to a short track, the guy is phenomenal. You take him to anything technical, he's phenomenal. But you get stuck in this draft, and I don't think he's really a draft master in that sense.
Well, Bears to the bottom side. The nicest Canadian tries to battle. He's usually the driver who's trying to put himself in that situation to be the biggest move of the race right now. He's running 27th with the 01 on tow with him. There's the 3 of Whitehead to the high side. We're seeing a little bit of the nighttime flicker starting to play dividend to one of the cameras there for a TV1 cam. So might be something going on there. I'm not quite sure. Brandon Banks to third, 1.5, 1.6 back here, 24 of 134 being completed. DJ Krober is going to be in that 4th spot. Right behind him, Anthony Shook, who's going to be off 3, moving up. Connor Hazel up 10, your biggest mover right now. Looks to be Anthony Crownover. He's going to be up 11 to 55. Just trying to have a little patience.
Yeah, and Hazel has, like 6 laps ago, he was right in front of Burke in 10th. He's worked his way to 9th, and he's on the bumper of Hammond. So Hazel is definitely on a forward trend.
Very free out of the corner for the 44. He's been able to apply some pressure here. It's a 75, 44, 02. Wesley Straight again. Got to work on some pace, but there's the 74, one of the Chopping It Up podcasts. Paint scheme for today's race. You can check out the Chopping It Up podcast as a sponsor of Signature Esports, as well as the platform here for the Chop Shop Racing Series. You can go check them out at youtube.com/@chop_TV. And you can watch the most recent version of the podcast, and that would be with Hayden Malcolm. Got to learn a little bit about that dude and what he does, and he's from Amarillo, Texas, and very quiet. Got to talk to Ryan Wynn about what he does and how he does it. Right now, Hayden trying to get to the outside of the 2, the 01 to the inside as the 98 is starting to progress forward. He and the 01 are pretty much tandeming each other right now. and just trying to move forward.
And
Ooh, baby,
Hazel,
caution comes out.
Hazel was in the wall there before and lost a bunch of positions. He was not the reason for the caution, though. That's going to be Malcolm and Williams are going to be the reason for the caution coming out right there.
They just got thrashed. I think something happened ahead of them. Actually, yeah, that happened way ahead of them. As we'll take a look, that looked like Brandon Porter having an issue there. As yeah, Brandon Porter right here. The 11 on the outside, 55 out of the corner. 55 there, 55 up into the 11. And the 11 up into the wall. So that would have done, yeah, Brandon Porter's just free. The 40 gets clipped. The 11 unable to hold on to it there, and that was what happened here. So the 11 with a caused caution, little touch from the 55 of Anthony Conover. This is just a little racing deal here. And the 11, 55, maybe a little free, I don't know, but gets up in 11. 11 saves it here, gets the right rear up to the corner, and then just is trying to save the truck, and it's not turning. And then everybody's still at speed. Who was that nailed him? That was the 45 of DeSuna here. Just everybody's at speed, and he's just a slow truck on the racetrack. Here's a cockpit view. But then again, right here. Just yeah. That's rough. Boy, half of the drivers on pit road, as we'll see Sam Benson move up a couple of spots. He'll be right there behind the 24. And oh man. They do happen. If you're out there on Twitch, folks, save your subs. I'm calling it save the subs until we reach our goal. You can, instead of subscribing to our Twitch channel, you can get up there and put your $5 to, or $5.99, however much it is anymore. I don't even know. To Mission 22, which is a great organization out there, and we love and appreciate them being a part of our platform through Twitch, which is a great thing to be able to do, to have charities directly linked. Mission 22 is a national charity that supports active service members, veterans, and their families. Their motto is, when the tour is over, our mission begins. Mission 22's mission is to help veterans by providing a variety of treatments for mental health, post-traumatic stress, and traumatic brain injuries. They have support and treatment programs. They work on their social impact and the social impact of veterans in their community. They also raise money for memorials. They focus on promoting wellness for the whole family, expanding resources for veterans, families, and communities, providing information and support to veterans and their families at a time in need. Make sure that you also know that Mission 22, if you're out there as a veteran, offers a free virtual self-guided 28-day program called Elements. This program combines human healing principles with modern science and is open to everyone interested in the science-based wellness. So make sure you go check that out. And you can check that out at mission22.com and learn more about it and how to get involved through Mission 22. But you can also donate through our Twitch channel. Thank you very much to Mission 22 for doing so much to help impact our veterans' lives. It's near and dear to my heart. Very important that we constantly try to put more into the way of our more healing processes in the hands of soldiers out there, soldiers, Marines, servicemen and women, our airmen and our Navy personnel. We want to make sure that we my hat's off to you, but we want to make sure that you're taken care of whenever you get home. So make sure you check out Mission 22. Their parent company is called Elder Heart Inc. They are a 501 not-for-profit organization. It is absolutely awesome. Colby Hartung likes the high side of the restart here. Michael Strickland will restart second. Shook Banks will be in the next row. Jason Day, TJ Krober, Brian Rayburn, Wesley Strait, Michael Newbrow, Connor Hayes will be your top 10. Here's the drivers get ready to go back. What do they need to do? We've got just a few more laps before the stage, about 13 laps, I do believe, before the end of the stage here. What's the idea here?
It's a short run here. Tires are cool. Take care of your tires for the first 3 or 4 laps, and then just fight. It's gonna get nasty here for stage points in the top 10.
Green flag as we go. Back at it again. And cautions have a tendency to breed cautions, so we'll see if the stage will be the calm before the storm. Again, stage laps on 42, so this time by it'll be 10 laps to go for the stage. Hartung with a good restart there. Stryker to second. Brandon Banks on the move again.
Yeah, the cluster back in the field is tight. We got a big cluster around Church. It's just really, really tightly packed in there at the back of the field as they're going. Oh, there goes the 16 at Thompson's around.
Alex Thompson off the track on the bottom. Here's how he went off.
Got a little bit of help there. Oh, did he get free?
I think he did. Here's
like I said, Thompson. it was really tight right there. So
I think Thompson got free and did it to himself. Nope. He did. He just did it to himself. Came down over 13.
Wasn't he on the apron?
No, he crossed the nose in 13. Kobe Hartung out front. Stryker's going to be in second. Stage win here. Some bonus points for the drivers. 14, 88, 7, 54, 52. Jason Day going backwards a little bit here. It has the 8-3 wide. Here's Krober. How about Banks? John Hammond with a new set of tires. Trying to push on some strategy. He has the 54 there as well.
John Hammond was moving. He passed 3 or 4 people in the one corner. Hammond is a moving. Here it goes on Shook, and the caution's out.
The 10 of Biggert goes around. There's Hayden Malcolm there as well. New tires, old tire strategy here. Looks like there might have been some.
Ooh, it looks like Biggert just came down.
There's a 40 right there to the inside of the 01. The 01 went to get into the corner, and the 40 was there. Let's look at this from Ryan Wentz' point of view. He's on new tires. Nathan Biggert is not on new tires. Yeah, he did. Just came down. Didn't expect the 40 to be there in the second lane, and the 40 was there. Nathan Biggert sideways there. And just sideways enough that the caution will come out. Had a great save. The 12 up into the wall. Right front will be down on the 12, so we'll be back under caution. John Hammond to 4th here. This is what new tires over old tires will do. You can feel like Superman on this racetrack, but that's there to get some stage points. That's there to get a stage win. Those things matter when it comes to the top 10. Again, top 10 in points for the stage will get 10 through 1 in reverse order. First will get 10, second will get 9, so on and so forth, and that's those are the things that matter. Rayburn to pit road, back-to-back cautions here within a couple of laps, and we will have a stage shootout here to get to 42.
Yeah, and it looks like we might have some people hinting going to pit road here at the top of the field. No takers.
Anthony Crown over.
Oh, that's the exit. My bad.
No, you're good. Anthony Crown over covered off pit road. Sam Benson following suit. We'll check on Jerry Culver. Culver should be fine. He only got a little tink there from Alex Thompson. He should be good. Thompson stays out after coming across pit road. So he's going to gain a few spots here as some drivers decide to come to pit road. Nathan Biggert getting some of his damage taken care of. Should be fine. It should be all within reason when it comes to what he is doing. He'll sit there for a moment. Yeah, Kobe Hartung leads them around here, leads from the front. Nathan Biggert with a chance here for these drivers to push some time in. Gonna check on those points. That's part of the deal here that we try to hit on every week. And right now, Nathan Biggert has 5 wins on the series, 4 stage wins. Stryker with a stage win as well. Let me show you folks this stuff. Gonna matter. It's a big graphic, and I gotta move it. Okay. Yeah. Gonna be kind of in the middle of your screen. It's just really big. So there it is. Current points through today's into today's race. We have 4 different winners in the series through 9 races. Nathan Biggert, of course, with 4 wins. You see Kobe Hartung with a win already. John Hammond, with stage wins. Still looking for that first win. Wesley Strait has 2 wins on the series. Jeremiah Burke with a win. Mark Retchen with a win. Stage win for Anthony Shook. Stage win for TJ Krober. John Hammond again with the stage win. Trying to get another one here. Kobe Hartung with a stage win. 4 stage wins for Nathan Biggert, who has the current points lead. And this is not a win-and-in race or a win-and-in series. So you pretty much have to get to the playoffs on points. And it becomes part of the allure is to always be trying to get out there and compete. The top 10 in the stage gives you more. It gives you a good justification as far as the points go. So you got to continue to put all the time and energy and effort into to constantly try to find a way to have those extra bonus points moving forward. Stage points ever so important for any of the drivers. How about Michael Caffrey? Took it easy in the early going. Got himself back on the lead lap here, or still on the lead lap after that first caution. Had the lucky dog spot. Will find himself sitting here just fine. As we'll see the drivers track it back down. I do believe he's going to restart outside of Nathan Biggert here. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing as we will have a little bitty shootout. About 3 or 4 laps to 42 as the pace car dive in.
And the big deal of this caution is for the guys on old tires. It's going to be an advantage to them. The guys on new tires kind of got screwed there as they had less laps to get to the front. But I don't think it's going to make a difference for Hammond as the 14 jumps.
Able to have the run on the outside. New tires will hold on. Hartung will have to just try to capitalize on as many points as he can get here. 88 rolls the inside. Here comes Kobe Hartung on the back straightaway. And 88 slides up. Anthony Shook holds the inside. John Hammond should have a run here. Jeremiah Burke there as well. John Hammond to the middle of 3. Will be able to pretty much put it wherever he wants to here.
Oh.
And we'll be on the bottom. 7 crosses over. Takes the lane away from John Hammond. Jeremiah Burke to the outside. A chance here for any one of these drivers to hold on. The 53 here to the outside of the 75. 75 goes to the inside. 4 wide on quarter action.
Oh my gosh, Hammond trying to make it work on the bottom, the 53 on the top. Nobody blocking the 75 on the bottom lane. The 75 is going to cruise 3 wide through 3 and 4, the 53 and the 88, 75 on the bottom. The 75 getting the run on the 14 of Hartung. There's still 3 wide across the track.
This is your white flag lap. 53 and a 75 door bang here as the 14. Is that they're gonna have that caution maybe come out? Is Kobe Hartung gets your stage. John Hammond second. The 53 of Jeremiah Burke getting involved. Roberts, Church, Ryan Wentz, Stephen Hine, Brad Dove, all involved here as they're still crashing back there. Brian Rayburn still back there as well. Drivers trying to put the time in. There's 3 wide here. There's more 4 wide right here. As Ryan Went gets up in a Jason Day, which gets into the 24. As the 40 of Ryan Roberts just continually getting creamed here.
Oh,
Mashed into. Man, New tires. Speaking of Superman, this is not where you should be. Getting out of the corner here. 40 drops to the bottom side here. Has the run of the apron with a 98. Right here. 3 wide. Sees a hole. Sees a gap. Does not reassume the lane. Stays below the apron here. Got to break out of that and check up. And Thompson gets into the back of the 40 as they're braking there. Poor Ryan and poor I get where Ryan was trying to go here, and you see tried to back out of it a little bit here. But man, when you start seeing that entrance to 1 coming up here, you've got to get yourself out of the throttle behind the 52, settle for a top 10 in the points when it comes to finishing the stage. There's now a chance that he knows where he is at here, and he's trying to break out of it. He's going to drift up the race line, not where you need to be. John Hammond out front will be your race leader here. Will probably stay out. Stephen Hine is going to be in pit road, showing him as the race leader, but that's not the case. John Hammond leading here. Ryan Rayburn will be your lucky dog.
And that's really heartbreaking for Hammond. Hammond had that stage. He had the tires to win the stage, and those guys were doing a fantastic job of boxing him into bad spots. And it was really incredible how them holding off Hammond. But I think Hammond would have got him in 3 and 4 and would have won the stage. It's all what if, what if this, what if that. But what if the caution comes out? And it did. So John Hammond's going to have to settle for 2nd in the stage.
Bobby Hartung comes to pit road with Anthony Cronover and Michael Caffrey, but he's going to get a stage win here, so 10 extra points for the driver. Oceanside, California, Bobby Hartung.
And you know what I said earlier about that 53? Look where he is now. Look where he is now, boys and girls. He is sitting there in 2nd. May have been a little bit of strategy to get there, but he is sitting in 2nd place on this restart from the stage. So, like I said, man, you look out for Burke. You look out for Benson. Benson was amazing at Las Vegas. Look out for Krober. Krober back in 9th. Shook can be up there as well in 8th. Newbrow has shown his stuff as well. And Banks back in 11th was up at the front earlier in this race. I believe he was the pole sitter.
Brandon Banks. Don't count out Banks. There's one of the things that there's some drivers in here you never count out for this race or for any race. Newbrow, Brandon Banks, 2 teammates that you're going to see try to do as well as they can, work together, get themselves to the front. They could finish up there in the top 5. That's a good day for both of those drivers. Again, Nathan Biggert, somebody you're going to be quietly watch, try to move forward. Same with Joshua Brock. He's back here trying to keep himself in check. Here's Jason Day. He's off 11. He's had some contact and some issues back here. Not to his doing. But to a few drivers. Right now, we see about a third of the field in pit road. Quarter of the field on pit road, getting some repairs taken care of. John Hammond, Jeremiah Burke, Sam Benson, Michael Caffrey. Caffrey up 25. Came out on 36 with that caution that came out there. And right now, we're going to see what these drivers can do. 28 is when Hammond and Burke came in. Caffrey came out on 36, so did Sam Benson, and then Kobe Hartung, and the rest of the field came out on 43.
Yeah, and Caffrey going a lap down earlier in this race. He went a lap down very early, and you see him now. He's sitting there in 4th position.
Ryan, it happens, man. That's just one of those situations that we've all made decisions like that in races, and you were going for points, and it was just a bad line into turn 1. That was all it was. We've all made it.
Going to green here, Hammond gets a pretty Great jump on there. The bottom lane does not get going behind Beeson at all.
Benson in the 38. Down to the bottom side. He's going to have the newest tires of the front four. And he's got Colby Hartung still looking for a Kansas win here. To the 77 of Caffrey to the outside. I think Michael is here to ride today and figure out where his race pace is or needs to be, because this will come down to a green flag pit stop if it needs to as the drivers continue to work.
Ooh.
Hammond to the bottom, 2 by 3. Benson up on the high side, 3 wide behind. New tires, old tires. Well, there's about 10 laps separating some of the tires here. 8 laps.
Look down the middle.
53, 8 to the bottom, 54 rolling. Here comes 3 wide again. Benson with Strickland to the outside. Here comes Colby Hartung back to second. Hartung to the bottom side, trying to get around the 75 of John Hammond's going to do so pretty easily. Here's what 15 lap fresher tires look like, in the same sense that 28 lap fresher tires looked earlier on in the run with John Hammond.
And Banks started this, like we just barely started this final stage in this race, and Banks has already jumped about 6 positions in about 2 laps, 2 to 3 laps.
Restarted 11th, is going to be here in 6th, up 5 from the start. From the restart of the race, there's Jeremiah Burke behind up 12. Michael Caffrey dropping a few spots, but it's just rolling here. 53 of Burke has a few little blink issues there. That is the way it works. Shook is going to be moving forward as well. Off your outside pole sitter back to 8th. Let's check back into the field here as Joe Thompson's going to be the last driver on the lead lap. Brian Rayburn got himself back around, took the lucky dog, took about 18 more seconds of damage to get fixed. He is going to be rolling here in 24th. Carlton Henry up 12. Driver off the most spots going to be Jerry Colger, who's currently right there with the lead lap. Is going to be off 19. Brad Dove back here in 32nd is off 22, but had to take a lot of damage, so Brandon Porter's going to be out of the race. So we're seeing a lot of drivers with damage trying to work their way out.
Crownover fighting with Stryker for 3rd. They've been fighting side by side for about 2 laps. Some nice, good, clean racing going on here, and that's in that beautiful Signature Esports truck.
88 to the outside. Highline will come into play here. Hastings, thank you very much for redeeming the VHS overlay. Hastings, I need to get that set back up for a couple of the ones for the iRacing streams for the channel points. I appreciate that. I'll make sure you get those channel points back. All the good stuff. Got to root for the Fords, Joe. Yeah, the Fords are there, man. And Ryan said sorry to all those involved out there on YouTube. We're live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Soon, hopefully we'll be able to be live on TikTok as well. That'll be 5 platforms for 5 different races, or 5 different streaming platforms, so everybody can have all kinds of avenues and all the things that we can do there. Here's Krober trying to move forward with the 54 of Banks. This is a good move here. Newbrow back in 13th. He's riding with Nathan Biggert. I think Biggert says, I can't be back here in the back. I've got to put myself here inside the top 10 and make myself move a little bit more further inside the top 10. Got to run to the 77 a little harder than I think you would need to. 77 might be just trying to hold on to the race line here. Going to make them earn it as the tires start to level up.
Yeah, and 77 just holding on for dear life on those old tires. Hartung, our leader, Hammond, still sitting in a respectable position with those old tires. Stryker is catching him right now. And Crownover 4th, Krober in 5th, Banks 6th. That's kind of our top pack at the moment.
Coulter Jr. Joined the race now as we saw. I think he had some connection issues. I'm pretty sure that's what happened because he's now out there completing his first lap, but every lap does count, every position counts, so he can gain some points here just by in finishing position, just by getting out there and just try to keep it clean. Brad Dove's 10 laps down right now, and with all the people that are on pit road, Coulter Jr. just needs to run 26 laps to gain 1 spot. Brandon Porter out of the race. Ryan Wentz getting the truck fixed out there as well. Every position, every lap matters. And, with the race not quite halfway over. These drivers still have a lot of time left and a lot that is to come to play because anything can happen. John Hammond back to third. Stryker trying to move his way forward. Kobe Hartung out front.
Let's get eyes here on the 77 of Caffrey. I've been watching him for the last few laps, and I have a feeling something bad is about to happen. I've been watching these drivers racing him, and it looks like it's getting closer and closer and closer to someone needing to do a bump and run here. But it looks like he has got no option here. It's going to go 3 wide on him. The 6 on the bottom, the 01 in the middle, trying to drag race him down the back stretch. The 6 is not going to be able to get, no, he does. He's going to go for the bottom line. Caffrey gets stranded on the top. The 01, the 6 still running side by side. The 6 is going to work his way up behind the 01, and it's they're sailing onward past Caffrey.
Caffrey's just on older tires. He's just defending his race line. He didn't do anything wrong there. 3:66 back to 18th. Carlton Henry up 16 spots. Robert Church trying to rebound his night here in that Chevy. I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to get more eyes on that truck because I think it's the Cowboy Channel. I think that's what he has on it. The CC, yeah, the Cowboy Channel. Not Chanel. Alex Thompson moving forward as well. Off one from the start of the race in 21st. He has been working on his racecraft. Has been able to try to get that right front fixed after that early issue when he came across the nose of the 13 of Jeremy Culver. He was kind of innocently collected in that last caution, but seemingly doing just fine. 3 cautions in today's race. 14:88 running 1-2. John Hammond's going to be in third. Krober in fourth. Anthony Crownover up 22 spots. Your biggest move of the race. Want to get around the 8 truck here. 0-2 to the bottom.
Makes me curious. We saw Brandon Banks get all the way up to 6th. Now he's also fallen back. Looks like he's having kind of some flow in his race here. He's fallen back to 9th. And my question is he saving tires or did he burn them off?
I think he's saving tires. If I were to say anything here, he's doing exactly what he did earlier. Want to save a little bit of tire, maybe. And Banks is smart enough to figure out a mile and a half racetrack here.
Cluster for about 5th. Very close together racing. Kansas has given us a heck of a product tonight.
Go ahead.
Looks like the 02 is going to try to make it go 3 wide. The 75, the 02 makes it 3 wide. 75 is going to stick it on the bottom beneath the 55 of Crownover. Hammond on the bottom. Old tires on Hammond. He's just trying to hold on. Hazel above him. 3 wide with the 8 of Krober. Hammond just making it work on the bottom side, just holding on. The 7 of Shook catching up to the 44. The 8 and 55 battling up there a little bit farther forward, with the 75 and 44 still sitting side by side. The 7 just waiting for his time to attack on this 75 car. The 55 and the 8 still attacking the 55, trying to find a lane up high. There's no lane there. The 44 is there of Hazel. He gets behind the 8 of Krober, trying to grab the draft. 55, it's got the 44 of Hazel on the outside. 55 dives it deep into turns 1 and 2. Is he going to clear off corner? It's going to get tight here. The 44 has to check up and make it work on the outside lane. And here comes the 7. Just like I said, he was waiting for the opportunity. Here comes Shook, the 75 trying to follow. 55, 44, top lane, trying to make it work. Hazel pushing the 55 of Crownover. 7 of Shook, cruising on the bottom lane. Sorry, that threw me off. 55, 44, looking real good there. We've got figured out single file. The 45 of Hammond on the bottom of the 6 of Newbrow. Hammond just falling backwards here on the old tires. Gonna slide up here in line with the 54 behind him. The 54 we said earlier was saving tires. So he's looking pretty good there. A lot of single file on this racetrack right now, though. It looks like everybody's kind of figured out their spot and where they want to be. We look back in 19th, we've got Whitehead and the three of Whitehead and Hendry. In the 66, having a good battle here for 18th. Hendry trying to cook the bottom here, the 3 on top. The 3 is down 4 positions. Hendry started the back of the field, has worked his way forward. He's feeling pretty good in 19th right now as he came from the mid-30s. Striker making it work on the top lane, trying to cook to find Hard Tongue here. Has Striker saved the tires? We're now far enough in the run. We're going to see who's got the tires to make this work. And Striker is catching slowly but surely up to that pack. Also, we look back at Krober. You've got a nice good group of 4 here from 4th back on to, looks like about 8. Well, 4th to about 6th or 7th. Back there. Yep, 7th. Looks like the 1 making a move on the bottom. Striker's falling off a little bit on the top. The 1 going along the bottom. That guy has to have new tires. He is not on the lead lap. Yeah, that is the 1 of Michael Coulter Jr. And he had a late start to the race because of connection issues. He is currently in 35th place. He has passed Anthony Demiani for 36th as he had some problems at the beginning of the race as well. Hard Tongue is still out front. Hard Tongue still in front. Striker in second. Those tires have fallen off just a little bit for him. His momentum is kind of fallen off. He's probably trying to regather himself and find his way back to Hard Tongue. Great is in third, about 3 seconds back of... Oh, here the 8 is hard in the wall. Gonna push him all the way back to 5th. He was in 4th. Here comes Hazel on the outside of Krover. Krover gonna try to defend his position from the 6 of Newbrow. Newbrow is gonna have a little bit of a run here on both of them on corner exit. Is he gonna take it 3 wide? No. He's picking the 44. Let's get clear of the 8. 6 helping out, the 8 trying to survive. He's got no room on the top. He's got nowhere to go. He's got to beat these 2 in the draft, and there's no way. The 6 and the 44 get the run off the corner. The 8's going to have to probably submit here, and they have made the pass. You may see the 8 and the 6 side by side, but that 6 off of the corner should go forward. As the 6...
Brandon Banks is going to be off 7 here, folks. I had to take a break there for a moment, folks. I had to clear my throat and get some adjustments on my end. Brandon Banks is going to be in 8th here. He just slid in front of Anthony Crownover again, dropping back. Was up 22 spots back to 9th. Connor Hazel is still up 11. The 7 working the corner. Anthony Crownover, Brandon Banks. That is top 3 you want to look at. Again, Newbrow, very smart with this race selection here. It's around the 44 and the 8 now. Drops down to the bottom, utilizing all the racetrack for the top 5. I'm going to go from the back to the front here. The drivers that are on the lead lap and first driver off the lead lap is going to be Jerry Culver. 1 lap down right there with Joe Thompson, the driver. He's going to be trying to track down. Has a 13-second difference between the 2. Alex Thompson off 4. Still trying to work on his racecraft today. Is going to be in 24th here, started 20. Jason Day trying to work his way back forward. The telephone pole look on the back bumper of the 52. Trying to get to the inside of Mark Retchin, 23rd and 22nd under battle right now. Here's your driver dashboard. That's how fast he can go. That's about it in the corner. 164 is about that time. Here's the 2-line battle box. 15 100ths of a second. Back to 2 on the straightaways. Mark Retchin's going to be in the 24 spot. Brian Rayburn is the next driver that Mark Retchin is going to be trying to track down here. 2 seconds here, utilizing that outside line. Off 10 for the 24 as he continues to move forward. Brian Rayburn is going to be off 16 from the start of the race. Started inside the top 5 at the beginning of it at 74. Still trying to put some time in. 2.5 seconds from Robert Church, who's off 3. Right ahead of Robert Church, who sits in 20th. It's going to be the 19th spot. He started 14th. Greg Whitehead at number 3. Still trying to manufacture his day to be a little bit better. Carlton Henry up 17 as Sam Benson, who came in on stage right before the stage on lap 36. These have been as sides. Carlton Henry rolls at 66, plus 17 in 18th. Look at a battle right here with Sam Benson. Sam Benson up 5 from the start of the race as Kroger comes to pit road for the first time as the drivers look to maybe split the stage a little bit, maybe try to find a little bit more out of the truck. Because about 43 to 44 laps is what's going to get. Right now we're on a 34-lap sprint so far as they've gone back to green. Sam Benson's going to move up a couple of spots as Kroger is going to be coming down to pit road here. We'll go back up to Sam Benson, who's going to be in 16th. Carlton Henry is in 17th. Again, up 18 spots. Henry trying to get down to the bottom side. Benson one on the high side. Burke is going to be up 4 in that 15th spot, as these drivers again continue to work on their racecraft and that long-run race pace. Burke, who was trying to battle for some stage points earlier, is going to be back here in 15th. Garofalo holds on to a positive 18 spots at number 20 truck. 2 to the bottom side. I believe the 2 is going to be on new tires. Maybe a lot of damage getting fixed for Donnell Williams. About 3.5 minutes is what he fixed when he came back to pit road. He came out from pit road. Garofalo in 14. Jorge Rincon is going to be up 8. The 28 getting some good, valuable time here. And he's running right behind Nathan Biggert. Again, Rincon, 16:37 of the I-rated driver, running lap 77 right behind a guy who has 4 wins and is figuring out where he needs to run. Great third-line race pace here as the 2 will get around the 28. Nathan Biggert's going to be up 16. Started at 28th here on the 01's kind of race pace. He's been trying to put himself inside that top 10 all race, and once he gets there, he kind of drifted back. John Hammond on the oldest of tires out there. Give it a lap 28. We'll see him start to think about pit road here very shortly, as he's about 51 laps on this cycle, including a couple of cautions. He's going to be rolling right there at 11th off 2. We'll see when his stage break is going to go, and his green flag pit stop is going to come in as well. Michael Caffrey is going to be up 19. 77 has been patient all race long, started the tail of the field, went a lap down, and now is working his way forward. Joshua Brock is going to be up 21. Is your biggest move of the race currently, as he has continued to try to press forward and completing lap 79 as we speak. Up 21 to 43, trying to track down Connor Hazel, who's had an up and down night with the GeoMax Chevy Silverado. That driver has been putting time in, and he's been showing a lot of promise. The 1340 I-rated driver tracking down Anthony Crownover, who has a 41.19 all over that 20 spot. He's been able to gain a little bit here and there, but Brandon Banks was the driver that left him at his dash just a little while ago, off 5. Your pole sitter sits 6th. Michael Newbrow, Berkey coming to pit road as Michael Newbrow looks at 5th here. He's going to be up 10, right all over the back bumper of Anthony Shook. I talked about Michael Newbrow earlier and Brandon Banks and how they're just going to wait for that long run race pace and get themselves inside the top 5. I've known Newbrow and Banks for a hot minute, and when it comes to this racetrack, I know that they have a shot, and they have a shot any day of the week. And right now, they may be about 6 seconds off of Colby Hartung. That's nothing. 7, 6 side by side for right here in the battle for 4th. Wesley Straight's going to be in 3rd, trying to track down a little bit of that 1. That 1 again on a different strategy than everybody else. He's still going to be out there competing, trying to get more spots here. As Colby Hartung looks at about a 1.6 second deficit between Michael Strickland, who sits in 2nd. Colby Hartung has led the majority of today's race. There we go. We've gone through the field. We've talked about everybody. It's pretty close to the lead lap. Hammond coming to pit road. Alex Thompson coming to pit road. We do have pretty much, I think we got 2 drivers out of the race officially. I think that's going to be Damiani and Brandon Porter. Brandon just unable to continue. Coulter Jr. picks up another couple of spots here. Again, every spot counts for position points. You know that's something you kind of have to continue to pressure. Never give up in a race, because your race is never over until you cross the start-finish line after the leader has finished that last lap. All right, now that we've gone through 84 laps and we've got 50 laps to go here, who's your pick?
He's my pick. Oh man, I always back in the day when I broadcasted him for a different thing, I always called it the most exciting what was it? Most exciting bit on live television, picking who you thought was gonna win the race. And man, you know what? I'm gonna go for the Hail Mary here for the touchdown, aka a little bit throwback to the Super Bowl there. Let's put our eyes on Sam Benson. Sam Benson was really good at Vegas. I think he has the capability to come back here at Kansas and get it done.
My pick here, depending on how this plays out. My pick here, if it stays green the entire way, and you can see any one of these drivers inside the top 10 have a better pit stop than Kobe Hartung, I'd say I'd be picking Newbrow or Banks here. And I hate to beat a dead horse with it, but I'm looking at what the timeline and the time limit here. With what they have, there's a lot of racing still left in this track, and they're going to split the stage in half. When they come to pit road, they're going to come to pit road. They're going to try to get their timing, and they're going to try to work their way back forward again. Newbrow, who has fought very hard racing Anthony Shook, and has a little bit of lap traffic there to the bottom side. 16 coming around. He's on brand new tires. The 6 and the 7 side by side. The 6 is going to have a run, and here's going to be a bump drive from his teammate. These two Chevys are going to work together to get around the 7. That's another 2 spots gain for Brandon Banks if he continued to work his way back forward. I think both of these drivers have the capability of winning. I'm not picking 2. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Newbrow just because I want to see him get a win. We saw Banks get a win. We want to see Newbrow get a win here. Caffrey coming to pit road. Brandon Banks to the bottom side of his teammate. Oh, not if they get into each other. They got to stay out of each other. Don't hit each other. That's not what you're supposed to do. Hartung, Strickland coming to pit road. Wesley Straight going to be accredited with a lap led. 16 is going to get his lap back. And Alex Thompson will now go from one. We'll go from a couple of laps down. He'll get one of those laps back here as he gets to the inside of the 25. 25 going to be clear. 16 trying to just run as fast as he can. Carlton Hendry having an issue here. I think he had an issue coming to pit road. I have to take a look here. There's the 5 to his outside. I think he had a heavy brake. Oh, he did. He got sideways. No caution for that as he wrecks to the bottom side. He inadvertently was coming to pit road. He got smacked trying to come to pit road and was trying not to hit the 59 of Hayden Malcolm as he entered pit lane. And that's what's the danger about this racetrack. Is that right there? Brandon Banks out front. Michael Newbrow in second. Crownover's going to be third. As we're all going to take a little bit of a hydrate break as the green flag pit stops are underway. And we'll see what's going to happen here, folks. We're told on exciting for. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Everybody, welcome back. We got Krober up leading this race, and I noticed in his lap time just a little bit off. Maybe he's clutching it a little bit in the corners, you know, save a little bit of fuel, trying to play some strategy here. Maybe try to make it to the end on fuel. What do you think, Jason?
I don't know that he's got enough. He came out on 75. He's going to have to get himself 59 laps of fuel. That would be a monstrous play here, but maybe a chance. I mean, if he can keep himself on the lead lap, that's going to be the big thing here. Maybe he'll cycle himself back around. Kobe Hartung is catching him, though. He's going to be 2 seconds off the pace and closing. About 9/10 of a lap faster. Last 3 or 4 laps, Krober's ran about a 31.9 each lap. Alex Thompson finally gets himself back on the lead lap, but he's going to be caught by Krober pretty quickly, by Hartung pretty quickly, so he may not stay on the lead lap for very long. He just needs to get around the 8.
Yeah, Hartung is going to get to the bumper of the 8 this lap. Getting by him is going to be a different conversation now. So we're getting to where we definitely need one more pit stop from the field here. It's going to come down to strategy here for the 8. I don't know if he's going to make it on fuel, but if anybody can pull it off, I got to say Krober's going to be the man.
He's got to run 13 laps longer than the rest of the field. Now, Kobe Hartung on back. They can make it on fuel. The only driver that I would think that might have an issue, maybe Alex Thompson. Right now, here's the 74 of Brian Rayburn coming off pit road. He just came off on 92. He's going to be trying to get around the 14 here. Brian Rayburn running his fastest laps would be your lucky dog in this case, as Alex Thompson came out on 81. That's 11 lap older tires to Brian Rayburn. This is a pretty smart move, but here comes the 8 of Krober. Krober still trying to work on that pace. 3 seconds the gap. Michael Strickland lost about 1.5 seconds on that pit stop to Kobe Hartung, as we're seeing different kinds of pit strategies work here. Don Hammett inside the top 10, came out on 81, able to make that work on his own pit strategy here. Should be able to be fine, but you never know. 53 laps is a lap stretch, but it's not impossible.
A lot of clutch work in that car, put the work in. I definitely saved some laps at Daytona last Friday, doing the clutch work. You can do it in the draft. There's a lot of stuff you can do to save gas in these cars, and especially the next gens on Fridays. But these trucks are a little bit harder. Only a 4-gear transmission in these things, and so you're kind of stuck. But just use your clutch. And I think that a little bit of clutch work, I think he can get it done. Behind him, we got Strickland 2 seconds back, and Strait is about 4 seconds behind Strickland there. And then Banks is about another 4 seconds behind him.
So from 5th to 7th and 8th, we're seeing the same kind of concept. About 3.5, 4 seconds to some of the drivers. Brandon Banks looking for a top 5 night here. That's Wesley Strait, 4 seconds to the front. Now, barring any kind of catastrophe here, this is still a good night. I mean, we're talking about a long green flag run after a couple of short cautions inside the first stage to the bottom side, or to the high side of the 54 here. And there's a lot to be said for any one of these drivers trying to put some more time in. Sam Benson rocketing to the front, gets around the 75. Here comes the 66 as well. Bobby G back behind the 98. Again, Roberge is trying to salvage his night. He started 33rd. It's still going to be a positive game, but it's going to be there to the outside. Folks, going to hit on the sponsors of this series real quick. Speedy Trophies. Got to go to speedytrophies.com. Be able to check out their website. They have corporate awards, sports awards, fantasy league awards, and activity awards. Awarding memories since 1976. For over 40 years, they have enjoyed making awards for youth organizations, volunteers, corporate organizations, and anyone else who deserves recognition. And they have a whole catalog up there. You can subscribe to their newsletter to save 10% instantly, or if you need a shop for your league, I encourage you to use promo code SHOP10 to save an additional 10% on your order. By all means, speedytrophies.com. Also, admin box, use promo code CHOP shop to save yourself some there as well. It has been. Thank you very much, folks. I know that the channel points are supposed to be working there, and they would normally be working, but the sound alerts are disabled for the time being because of trying to get the sound alerts to carry over for the iRacing stuff. So I do apologize. They work for every other game, but the moment that I start iRacing, they stop working on Twitch. So I do apologize about the sound alerts for that. I've been trying to get it to work for iRacing for a hot minute. We will continue to do it. So thank you very much for using those. I will absolutely get those taken care of. And I appreciate you using it. I really do. And I want you guys to do it. Dudley, thank you for the like out there. Thank you to all the folks watching all over the platforms, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. They're live on all four. And we appreciate you very much. Thank you to all the viewers who have subscribed as of late and continue to push us in the right direction. 14 out front. Man, oh man, go ahead.
I just saw something absolutely insane. So I was watching my intervals here, and the 8 car just hit pit road, okay? And I was watching the 8, and he actually caught hard tongue by over a second on that last lap. Like, I don't know what, like, I don't know, it wasn't the one lap, it was over multiple laps. I was sitting there watching Krober, he was sitting there getting closer and closer and closer to hard tongue on these old tires. I'm just thinking, like, how is this happening?
He saved once the tire, and that's the thing about Vegas and Kansas and tracks that are progressively banked like this, where you can run the high side. As the track wears and the track temperature changes, and these trucks start to level off, they level off. And we watched Krober save his tires and try to save some fuel and try to get himself inside that top, inside that position where he needed to. Now Krober will be your lucky dog here. He's taken all of his sets. I think he's still on the same. I think he's taken all of his tires. That's his third pit stop. I believe he would have taken all of his tires right now. So he's going to keep himself on the lead. He's going to get himself on the lead lap. He's going to catch Greg Whitehead very quickly. Krober's already left pit road. He's got brand new tires. He's got fuel to make it. He just needs to catch the field a second at a time. And as his field falls off, even more, he's going to have just a little bit of an advantage there, but not enough to really put a dent to the top 5, but maybe the top 10.
Yeah, that was impressive there, man. If I want to see anybody in the booth, and I want to see that guy get to the top 3, because I'd sure love to pick his mind, man, and try to figure out what he was doing there, because, wow, that was probably one of the most incredible things I've ever seen, as we just hit 25 laps to go.
Admin box present 25 laps to go here for the series. Krober runs the fastest lap of the race at 30.53 as these drivers will continue to go to work. Folks, again, if you're out there on Twitch, there's a reason why I say not to donate, because of I want you to donate to the Veterans Lives Matter movement here. 22 a day is something that we need to stop. Mission 22 can help that. Take your Don't even donate your Prime sub. Donate any sub. Just $5 will go a long way to support Mission 22, and that is up. You can do it directly from Twitch, where it says subscribe. There's an arrow that you can change, and you can donate directly to Mission 22. As I like that. This is a great statement here to be able to do. Here goes the 8 around the 2. Again, drivers still trying to put some time in. A lot of drivers coming in for their final pit stops. Colby Hartung has a 1.8 second lead over Michael Strickland, who has, in fact, started to catch Colby Hartung. Colby Hartung's last lap of 32.54, about a half second. The change of pace here for the 88.
The 88 has caught Hartung. So the 88 was back almost at about 3 seconds. I believe it was about as far back as about 2.6. If I remember correctly. He's worked his way up almost a second forward. So Strickland is trending forward here. Is he going to trend forward enough to catch Hartung in 22 laps? We're going to have to see. Behind Strickland, you got Straight. He's about 2.3, 2.5 seconds behind Strickland, then behind Banks. Banks is about a second behind straight there, and then Crownover sitting fifth.
Brandon Banks trying to put himself inside the top 3, finds himself in 4th. That long run race pace starting to turn into the run that you would see. Krober would be your lucky dog here, and only has 4 drivers to pass to be back on the lead lap. And his relative to Colby Hartung right now is showing that the interval is close. I mean, he's literally a half a straightaway away. He can see him. Brandon Banks right here going to catch Wesley Straight. 7/10 of a second here as Wesley is trying to get himself inside the podium era here. Strickland catches Colby Hartung. Hold on, there's something happening here. Colby Hartung having an issue here.
As I just said, Stryker was 1.8 seconds behind. Sorry, Stryker was 1.8 seconds behind Hartung just 3 or 4 laps ago. So he's made up about 1.5 seconds on Hartung here.
The red camera here. Here's the look at the Alpine track racing machine. Now the draft working quarter second here. I'll go on Colby Hartung. I don't know. Colby has something going on here. We'll listen on board. He's running the higher side. He's clutching. Did he not put enough fuel in? Did his pit crew mess up somehow? Because right now Strickland trying to save as Krober goes around. Here's TJ Krober. He's going to get back on the lead lap here, and he is full sent. The drivers would only need to run 45 laps. Hear my bird coming to pit road.
Stryker and Hartung both pitted on the same lap. So it begs the question, is Stryker short too?
Brandon Banks, Brandon Banks would only need to run 42, so he's good on fuel. Banks to 3rd. Here comes Wesley Straight. Anthony Crownover inside the top 5 once again. The biggest mover in the race is Anthony Crownover. Bobby G, as far as Bobby Garofalo goes, has about 3/4 of a second. Has caught about 3/4 of a second to John Hammond and is now down to 3/10, almost 4/10 of a second to Hammond, who's inside the top 10. Jorge Rincon's going to be in 9th. We got to check out Michael Strickland now. Krober's back on the lead lap. Between he and the 15 spot, and this might be a personal goal with 15 laps to go, he's going to be trying to, he's trying to get inside the top 10. It's not impossible with 15 laps to go. He is running about a second faster than the majority of the field. Colby Hartung, 32.71 was his last lap. He's about a second off the pace of Strickland. And it begs me to wonder if he is actually trying to save, because the O2 might be trying to capitalize here as well.
And with you talking about Krober there, man, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would put money on this guy getting a top 10 tonight. He gets me excited every time he hops in the booth. I hope he can get to that top 10, man. Go Krober, go. The other drivers, you guys did not hear me say that, just for a personal note.
Sam Benson having a great race as well, up 7, just trying to capitalize on keeping the Ford clean. A little left rear damage as well. Somebody who's really having a good race. That 77 is going to be up 17. And just capped it clean for the majority of the race. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Give it on 87. Aiming his tires, utilizing that road knowledge. You see John Hammond coming to pit road. Oh, baby, loops it around. Oh. We didn't see that. John, we didn't see that. I know you're probably listening. We didn't see it.
We didn't see that, John. We're good. We saw Hartung get along the side of Stryker there as John Hammond spun. I think Hartung still has something in the tank there. I think he's being cautious. We've got 2 guys being very cautious at the front. The problem is they got the 54 of Banks behind them. Banks came in 3 to 4 laps after Hartung and Strickland did. So we have to see what they have in the tank, literally.
A lot of drivers try to maximize their, you can put 48 to 50 or so laps of fuel in the truck, right? You're going to see a lot of the drivers try to maximize the amount of fuel they can get. Right now, the 98 trying to defend the line the 88 trying to defend the line from the 98. The 98 is just trying to drive. He's just trying to finish the race and be positive. He's 24 laps down. He's got new tires. He got the truck worked on. He's fine. 14 to the wall.
Sorry for getting you there. The 14 hit the wall on corner exit. And also another sign there for the 14 of tires just being completely burnt off. But Stryker, now I've got to know, I'm going to look inside of Stryker's head here. And if I'm Stryker, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get behind that 98. And I'm going to sit here. I'm just going to cruise behind him and save gas and make sure the 14 stays behind me. As long as the 14's behind me, I'm good. Let's just try to save gas between there if we don't quite got enough.
I would not. The way these trucks work, clean air is the most important thing for Strickland. He might be saving a little bit here, but he can save more in his entry and more being off the throttle than being directly behind the 98. The more he is behind the 98 right now, the worse off he is going to be because he's just going to draw hard tongue to him. Literally the bubble in the, he's literally the bump draft car like in a super speedway. He can gain to the 98, but he's going nowhere because as soon as he gets close to the bumper of the 98, it's gonna drag him off. Look at the 14 search for clean air now. 14 off corner X. It's gonna have the run down to the back straightaway. This is where the 88 needs to put dirty air on the 14. It's gonna do so. And that's what I was talking about there. 88 back in the middle lane needs clean air. With under 10 laps to go, 14 is going to be on the back bumper. Now the 98 is actually a hindrance between the top two as they look to be good on fuel. Brandon Banks, a second now, and closing between he and the 14. Man, oh man, the battle heating up. Here comes Wesley Straight. Michael Newbrow inside the top five as well. And here comes Anthony Crown over in tow, 55 and the 6. Big push coming here, and the battle for fifth is on.
Something has happened to Banks. Banks was about 9/10 away from Strickland a few laps ago, and now he is kind of just sitting there, hanging out. Looks like he's going to start surging forward here.
At a certain point, he also has some lap traffic coming off pit road with some newer tires. John Hammond trying to get himself back in the lead lap. Now, because Hammond is so stinking faster, so much faster than these two right now, Hammond is not going to be a big factor for any one of these drivers. And there's the 38, there's the 98, 75 door to door, the 38 of Sam Benson in 15th. Grober inside the top 13 now as well. There's your update for that driver. Man, oh man.
It's like the 75 and the 38 may have made contact there. I saw Sparks and Iracing look like a very, very big net code if it was. I did see Sparks in the middle between the two.
75, I do believe, they'll come back in for a little bit of a stop and go there. 5 laps to go here for the 88. As the 98 puts dirty air on the 88's nose here. That doesn't fix anything for Stryker here. As you see a lot of play coming in. Brandon Banks trying to capitalize on momentum and playing the long game. And there he is, 54, up inside the top 3.
Gonna be 4 laps to go this time. Banks has got some work to do. He's about 7/10 back. If he wants this, he's got to flip the switch right now and move. As the 14 and the 88, it's going to be a great battle between them at the moment.
Joseph
14 goes low.
Joseph said I'd be yelling at Robert's right about now. And I wouldn't be yelling at him. I would just have to move myself, get myself out. Colby Hartung to the lead.
That was close, man. That was way too close for comfort.
And this is where that dirty air comes into play as the 98 and the 88. Here comes the 14. 14 will be side by side. 88 stalls out there as now will be 2 laps to go. Brandon Banks in tow. Now 3/4 of a second. Roberge up on the high side, giving the wrong line to the wrong driver if he was trying to help the teammate out. Now lets the 14 go. 2 laps to go as Roberge becomes a non-factor again except for the 88. 88 to the bottom side. 2 laps to go. Needs to clear the 98 as the 88 was not pushing it there. It's going to be free on the corner here. And here comes the 54.
14 leading it into turn 3. The 88 about 3/10 back. Banks 3/10 off of him. Banks seems to be out of the situation now. Not enough grip on those tires. The 88 following as we hit the white flag. 1 lap to go.
Final lap here at Kansas as the long green flag run came to play. Strickland in second. Brandon Banks in third, trying to get one more spot. Might be able to do it here as the 88 gets into the wall. 98 there to the bottom side. 54, 98 have raced together in many a league in the past. But for the final lap here, Kobe Hartung had to save, and will be able to do so. Season 2 champion comes home winner here in Week 10 at Kansas. Reckland in second, Banks in third. As they cross the start-finish line, straight and Newbrow, your top 5.
Crowdover going to be 6th. Bigger going to be coming home 7th. Hazel 8th. Rincon looks like to be bringing it home 9th. Caffrey 10th. Rayburn 11th. Prober 12th. And
Colby Hartung here as we get ready. We'll get over those races. We'll get that race. So they got a lot of drivers still competing, but a little love taps for everybody out there. We're seeing a lot of love given to the 14. Brenda Banks did so. Strickland did so. Here's Wesley Strait, his teammate, coming over here as well as the 14 will do it. Now we can go over those race results. You can continue on from where you're at. There they are. Go ahead.
We had Rincon in 9th. Michael Caffrey 10th. Brian Rayburn, the Pope, coming home 11th. Prober 12th. We got Bobby G bringing it home 13th. Churchy coming home 14th. Burke 15th. Not quite the day he wanted. Greg Whitehead coming home 16th. Sam Benson 17th. Anthony Shook 18th. Joshua Brock 19th. John Hammond 20th. Joe Thompson 21st. Alec Thompson 22nd. Mark coming home 23rd. Jason Day 24th. Hayden Malcolm 25th. Jerry Culver 26th. Brad Dove 27th. In 28th came home Donnell Williams. Chris Roberge becoming a factor at the end of the race there as a lap car, coming home 29th. Henry 30th. Michael Coulter Jr. bringing it home 31st. The 32nd place finisher was Devin DeSuna. 33rd was Steve Hine. Ryan Went 34th. Brandon Potter 35th. And my man, Anthony Demiani, bringing it home 36th.
Didn't even start. Come on, Anthony. You got to get out there. Come on, man. I saw him practicing. Come out. I don't know if that'll count, but if it does, then cool. Maybe he might have. 14 will be your victor here. Biggest mover of the race is tie between 2 drivers. Anthony Crownover and Nathan Biggert both finish inside the top 10, both up 21 spots. As we'll take a look at that here in a moment. A lot of momentum, a lot of changes, a lot of drive lines, a whole lot happening there. Needing to save fuel, needing to back out, needing to push in, and a phenomenal end of the race there. That was it was a ton of fun to call, ton of fun to be a part of, and Kobe Hartung getting the victor here as knocks it out of the park. Tell me about it, man. That was fun.
Well, that's one way to make up for last week.
Tell you what,
That was
you have a long run race pace, and we saw that earlier. Maybe not the qualifying lap you wanted, but definitely the race pace lap that you wanted. Needed to save some fuel though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my pit calculator actually said I was never gonna make it. Even until the white flag it was saying that. But I I don't even know. I was clutching it in. Striker was too. I I played once I saw that my fuel limiter was like flickering on and off, that I was good or not. That's when I started pushing it, and I was sending it on the high line, and some lap cars came into play, and I sent her in there on striker, and I don't even know how I got that to stick, but but it did, and you know yeah, that was a fun race at the end with the fuel mileage.
Tell you what, it's my favorite. You not only my favorite style of racing, but my favorite track. So,
Oh yeah, same here.
I mean, this is technically the hometown track for quote unquote signature esports. So, nailed it out of the park. Ryan, what you got? Or Brian, what you got for Mr. Hartung?
Well, hard tongue, dude. I've been in that situation before. You're staring at your fuel. You're on the racetrack. You're clutching it in. Is your left leg tired? And what was your mind doing there? You're like, okay, Bank's got enough fuel. How are we gonna pull us out of our butts?
Uh, I didn't think I would. I actually, with about 20 to go, I was just about to say that I was pitting in and pull in, and I'm so glad I didn't, because I thought there was no chance I would save enough. But it was definitely some butt clutching moments leading up to that last lap.
What about that left leg? How's your left leg failing right now?
It's actually not that bad. I didn't really do a whole lot of clutching in the last 10 laps. It was more let off and use striker's draft to my advantage.
Because he had he had some dirty air in front of him that was slowing him way up, and you knew it.
He was saving heavily too.
Yeah.
He wasn't good either.
Yeah, no, Robert's line there though, that was probably my biggest thing. I don't know if you were getting ready to ask that, Bryant, but that was the line there for Stryker to come into play. I think hats off to Roberts. If Roberts was trying to help Stryker, he did a bad job of it.
the Newman line.
Yep.
Kind of was reminiscent of Ross Chastain and Kurt Busch at the old Atlanta with his brother Kyle Busch. Very reminiscent of that, don't you think, Colby?
Yeah, I think Roberts was actually trying to help Stryker, but ended up helping the wrong person.
Well,
who knows?
Did you? So was it strategy in your mind? You saw the 88 there, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna let him by and use him. Was that kind of the thought when he passed you?
Oh well, I had a 3-4 second gap on just normal race pace. I mean, I ate all that up, trying to save to get to the end. I wish I could have. I wish I would have known that I was actually 0.2 gallons good on fuel at the end, because I would have pushed before Stryker got by me. But it made for a fun race. I know that.
Certainly some interesting strategy playing out. Jason?
Colby, give you shout outs, man. You got a victory here. You got playoffs coming up here very soon too. So this is important here.
Already. Wow. Yeah. First of all, before that, I want
a stage win as well. By the way.
I know. I got the sweep.
That's even bigger. Go ahead. Sorry.
I do want to apologize to everyone for last week. I did biff it and wreck 3/4 of the field. I do apologize to everyone listening for that. But this week I didn't wreck the whole field, so I see that as a positive. It's only up from here. But shout out to everyone in the field. We had a good green flag run. We went green flag pretty much the whole way, right?
From the stage.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Only one caution other than that, I'm pretty sure.
No, you had 3 cautions.
Oh, we did? Yeah. Well, I wasn't paying attention. But anyways, shout out to everyone for having a clean race. We needed one of these. Hopefully we could keep it going with that. Shout out to Striker and Brandon Bakes for making a fun race at the end, and shout out to Wes for soloing people up for me back there. I know what he was doing.
All right, Kobe.
But anyways, yeah,
Storm racing.
appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Me and Wes.
Yeah. Always Storm racing, because if you guys, if one of you two don't mention it, then like it becomes a big deal. I don't want to see that.
Oh yeah, we're the OGs, man.
That's what it is. We got
Formerly Wolfpack Racing.
Yeah, we got a lot of OGs. Well, we got DBR in here now too. So they were asking if I, when we had to pick when we were sitting here picking our winners, I was like, you don't count out Brandon Banks or Dubrow at any point on this track, because at any point it depends on what happens with the front. It can become their race just as much.
Oh yeah, you always got to give love to the OGs. They've been sticking here for a while. They're two good drivers.
They're two very good drivers. I mean, Robert's is probably the next OG. Crownover's the OOG.
Mm-hmm.
And then holy cow. But you guys are a part of Chop Shop now, and this has been good. All right, Colby, we'll see you next week, brother. I know that you guys got some racing coming up. Actually, are we racing next week? We have a bye week coming up, don't we, somewhere?
Do we now?
I got to look at the schedule again. Give me a second. Because I know that there's been
one more week.
Is it one more week and then a bye week?
It's one more week. I'll check it out for you.
Hold on. I'm right here. Might as well. Auto Club and then a bye week on the 27th. Yeah. Okay. So that is. So we'll be at Auto Club next week, and that's a whole different ball game. So we'll see you next week, brother.
All right. Sounds good. See you.
That's the 14 of Colby Hardtongue finishes out front, and then legendary momentum as Striker finishes 0.69 tenths of a second behind Colby Hardtongue. Not for the lack of trying, though, man. You put on a show today. Tell me about this one.
It was Kansas. I mean, Kansas always puts on a good show. It's a fun racetrack. No, it's special in your heart. So usually we come out here, we make sure that we put out a good effort today. I'm so proud of these guys. Everybody did awesome today. Substantially better than the last couple of weeks that we've had. So all in all, I think it was a great race. Congrats to Kobe. He by far was the best truck, at least that I was around. I mean, there was a lot of fast guys, but Kobe was going to be tough to beat regardless today. I thought maybe I had him there on fuel strategy when he started saving. I knew I had just enough to get to the end, but didn't pan out. He got back around me and took the checkered flag. It was a good race, though.
And talk to me about this lap traffic. Robert was helping the wrong driver.
Yeah, that lap traffic there at the end kind of hurt us a little bit. I was trying to stick to Robert's to try to save a little bit more gas just to make sure. And when I was out front, if I could have just stuck that high side, I think there was one or two trucks up there that slowed Robert's down, slowed me down, and it allowed Kobe, at least when I was racing in car, it felt like he got a run on the bottom and was able to slide up in front. Once he did that, I knew it was over. If I didn't have that clean air or a draft, he was going to get back around me and obviously hog up the high side, because that's where you want to be towards the tail end of the run. These trucks just don't have enough power. You don't have enough grip in the tires to really use the bottom towards the tail end of the run. So he knows what he's doing. He's a specialist here at this track. He's probably led the most laps in history for Chop Shop as far as Kansas. So the man's tough to beat here, and he sure showed it today.
It is. There's a reason why it's a favorite amongst the crowd. Bryant, what you got for Mike?
It was a long, tough race tonight. A lot of strategy involved, like a lot of not like strategy, not in that fuel strategy, more of in tire strategy. Who's able to manage their tires and take care of their truck at the end? And it looks like kind of you got a little bit of trouble there with Roberge. And do you think if you were in front of the 14, you would have pulled it out, or do you think the 14 just saved his tires a little bit better than you did?
He was fast all race. I can't say definitively, but I know that if I would have held that high line, he's either going to come up into me and push me into the wall, or I'll get the win. But he made the right move at the right time. Right when I checked up, he made the move just enough to clear me, and it was in the history books at that point. He got the preferred line. He probably had slightly better tires. He was a little bit better than me on the longer run. Was kind of in limbo land today. I didn't have short run speed and I didn't have long run speed. It was more track position that actually put me where I was at today. But once you get behind a truck, that arrow really, really hurts the truck. It makes it tight on entry. I wish I was a little freer. I know I was scrubbing a little tires early in the race, and I made a slight adjustment in driving mechanics to try to offset that. I felt like I had a good chance to get him. He'd have to make a mistake. I mean, today he had to make a mistake because he definitely was better than I was, and he didn't make a mistake. He played his cards right. He saved his fuel. He made the move on the right time, and congrats to Kobe. He's super fast. We all know that.
Robert says that real quick. Robert says that 98 was helping 88 to save gas. If not, 88 will not make it to the finish. That's what he said.
Yeah, Robert. I don't think Robert did his due diligence. I'm not gonna blame it on anybody. Everybody's racing. Everybody's doing everything what they have to do. Yeah, it is what it is. It wasn't my night. If it was, I would have talked to you first. It was Kobe. So.
Oh no, no! I never get to give Robert a hard. He's such a nice guy, and
super nice guy.
That's why I call him the nicest Canadian you'll ever meet, because he is such a nice guy, and he's there to help. And I think I called it the time when, he went to go in the lane that you needed to go, and he needed to stay in the opposite lane to be able to keep you where you needed to be, and instead. That's when Colby made his shot, and when he did, that's when Robert's held that. It kind of held you up. If it's when you run on the high side, he shot low. If Robert's runs low, he puts dirty air on Colby's nose and keeps you running where you need to be. You know what I mean?
Yep, on the high side. Yeah, it is what it is. Robert is an awesome guy. He's definitely not out there to try to hurt.
Oh yeah.
And Kobe's smart enough to be able to set it up. So, it's just they're good. He's good, and Robert's just nice, and that's what happened today.
And you're P2, and there's nothing wrong with it.
That's right. Well, I'm the Mark Martin of the league. I'm always up here, but never get these damn wins.
Just in the truck series, I've talked to you a lot in the Victory Circle and the Cup series.
These trucks are fun. They're definitely fun. I think the night race allowed us to keep a little bit more rubber down. It was pretty much wide open the entire time. The truck pretty much. It lasted the entire run, which was awesome. Some of these guys, I was talking to Banks earlier, he said he was saving a little tire and realized late that he didn't have to save that much. It probably was a little bit because of the weather and
it was cold.
Track surface.
Really cold. The track surface is never got above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's pretty intuitive. I mean, it started at 71. That's a pretty big deal considering that, you guys are putting 280-degree tires in the corner and constantly putting pressure on it. These guys are, you guys were doing a phenomenal job. But anyway, Brian, keep going. Sorry, buddy, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're all good. 2 questions here. Was I the first one to call you Mr. Mark Martin?
No, maybe. Okay, but
and then
don't call me again.
Don't call me. Okay, got it. All right, Mr. Mark Martin. Tonight you finished second. It's time to look forward. Tomorrow night you're gonna Cadillac GTP at Imola. Have you been practicing? How do you feel?
Yeah, we go turning left and right tomorrow, don't we? Braking hard. It's gonna be fun. I fired my engine builder. I blew up an engine last week, so we got a new engine builder in here, and it should be fun. James Pierce is a beast, so he's in my class, as well as some other guys in there. They're super fast, so it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for it, and yes, to answer your question, I've been practicing, so we should be good.
Yeah. If you picked the Acura, you had a lot better engine because Hondas are the best. Sorry, go ahead, Michael. Go ahead and throw us your shout outs for the night, man.
Appreciate that. I want to give a huge shout out to the Chop Shop community. All these truck guys came out today, put on a show. Excellent performance today. I'm super proud of everybody in the Chop Shop community and all drivers. Signature Esports, we appreciate you broadcasting us this Tuesday night. It's always fun. The best in the business. Make sure you subscribe and like and stay engaged with Signature Esports. Our main sponsor for the series is Speedy Trophies. Want to give a huge shout out to them. Obviously, without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Any trophy needs, they do fantasy football, racing, anything that you need. Make sure you visit www.speedytrophies.com. Use discount code CHOP10, CHOP10 for 10% off your first order. And everybody in here, fans and family, all the baller status boys, everybody, especially the admins, appreciate it. We'll keep it short today, but thanks everybody, and I hope it was a good race.
It was a perfect race. It was.
Awesome.
It was
That's what we
great.
like to hear.
It was a perfect race. Long fuel strategy, couple of cautions, stage drama, everything. It was everything that you could ask for.
And a little bit of everything. That's awesome.
It had
Hopefully
it
we can
all.
continue that trend.
It'll be fine.
Amen.
It'll be fine. Yeah, we got all the club next week. Yeah, that's what we'll really be able to tell. If you guys could run Kansas, which is kind of a full throttle, like you said, full throttle track, you run it this way with this many trucks, you ain't got nothing on next week.
Yeah, I think we can build off this momentum. I think a lot of the guys did great today. So good job, guys. Good job.
Great awareness on the track as well. Striker, we'll see you Friday.
You got it. Catch you then.
That's 88, comes home, my P2. And last but not least, I told you not to count him out. He was saving. I knew he was saving. Brandon Banks comes home third. The Myrtle Beach, South Carolina native, the DBR racing team, giving us some good insight. And I called it. I said, don't count him out. Here's a shot. He's got plenty of fuel. He's going to split the stage in half. This is what I see. This is what's going to happen. And he held me to my word. I appreciate you holding me to my word.
Yeah, that's right. I saved way too much tire. I didn't really practice too much this week here. I've had a lot going on, so I didn't know how much tire I really needed to save. I knew it was pretty wide open for most of the run, but I didn't know if maybe backing up the corner just a little bit would kind of help towards, the last 10, 15 laps of the run, and it didn't. Honestly, I lost too much track position at the very beginning. Trying to do that, and yeah, just kind of came up a little short there at the end. I tried to run them down, and by the time I got there, I didn't have any tire left. So
Kind of stalled out.
yeah, and it would have been too hard to pass there. I mean, it was very hard at that point in the race to even be able to go down to the bottom to even do anything. So, it probably would have been, third anyway. So, so good night for us. We'll take it. We'll say, considering as far back as we fell there for a little bit, I was a little bit just trying to be patient and not make a mistake. I just kind of wanted to get a good finish in here. I've had a couple of weeks where I've just had some bad luck and hadn't been able to get some good finishes. So it's kind of nice to come home with a podium tonight, and we'll take it.
I tell you what, this racetrack is synonymous with my platform, and you guys know that as well. So, like I talked about. I mean, hell, Mike finished in fifth. That's a night, and it comes to the talent that we've been able to watch with you guys over the years, and of course, all these drivers that are in here. You get a lot of. There's a big spread when it comes to talent here. You've got some equal talent, but on top of that, some equal strategy that when one guy wants to do it this way, another guy will do it another way. So it just seems like everything that you guys were doing was just pretty traditional and just trying to keep the racing basic.
Yeah, we had the option there to make two stops, and that was just not the way to do it. I think maybe if we had one more stop, maybe the race was a little bit longer, you could have maybe tried the extra pit stop strategy, but it was just too short of a run, and the pit stops were too close together. I see TJ, he tried to do it, and I think he hurt himself doing that. He had a really good run going. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of different strategies out there. I felt like pretty much the one, split it in half strategy was the way to go. And when I saw them pit at 88 and I knew we could go right about 45, it was close. And I figured maybe if I could put some pressure on them, I know they had to save a little bit of gas, try to put some pressure on them, make them burn up that fuel or make a mistake. and they just not quite enough. Say Colby was kind of he was the the cream of the crop tonight. He was really fast, so he probably deserved to win. Strickland, he had a good truck, and I know he was kind of saving a little bit there at the end. Um, I don't think I could have got him. To be honest with you, even with Robert's sitting right there. I wasn't sure. I'm not 100% sure in this league who's on teams and who's not, but Roberts was racing pretty tough there at the end. I didn't really have an option to be able to throw it under the Strickland the last corner because Roberts was there. So I don't know. Are they on they're on the same team, are they?
Roberts was trying to help Mike save some fuel, so I think Roberts had an alliance there for this race.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a ton of laps down based on somebody getting into him earlier in the race, and so he was just trying to be helpful. You know, if you would have said, "Hey, Roberts, let me have the line. I got to make this pass," he probably would have done the same thing to you too.
I'm not gonna ask him to do that. He's racing out there for the same thing I am too. I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah, like I said, I think even if he wasn't there, I think I'd have been way too tight to be made to run at that point. So it probably was kind of irrelevant. But yeah, like I said, we had a good finish. I said we needed a good top 5 finish tonight, and like I said, we did what we did. Newbral did good. He was sitting there telling me in the chat, he's like, man, he said, I think I'm gonna run good here. He said, Jason showed me the way around here quite a few weeks. So he was bragging on you in there, saying how much you've taught him about this track. So
I can teach everybody this track. I may not be able to drive with you because you guys are a lot faster than I am, but I can tell you about this track all day long. I can tell you where the corner is, where the bumps are. I just know this track. There are tracks out there that everybody's familiar with, and everybody has their favorite track. Like you just drive it enough that you get out there that and press it. I've considered running Kansas with everybody because when I get out there and run with everybody, I'm like, all right, well, there's where you're making your mistake. Here's where I'm going to counteract it, and it's just I run well at Kansas. My most wins come from Kansas, but actually Chicagoland is my best track.
okay.
And that's where I think Newbrow. Way back whenever we had the old Discord, we were sitting there. Everybody watched me go from I was sitting 10th in the open, and I said I wasn't done. I just needed to go through the cycle and just take myself. So I went from 10th like 14 seconds down, and I won the race. And I was like, I just know certain tracks, and Chicagoland is one of them. Kansas is another one of them, and I'm really good at Darlington.
Yeah, like I said, he was bragging on you in there. Like I said, there was a couple of tracks he said that you showed him the way around here a couple of times. So but yeah, I'm proud of him for where he finished. He got kind of caught back there on that pit stop and just kind of lost a little bit of time to me. He was pretty quick. So we said congrats to Colby for the win, Strickland. It's good guys. They race pretty clean. So can't ask for much more.
You two almost got into each other too, you and Mike, and not Strickland, Newbrow. But I'm super proud of Newbrow too. I'm glad that he remembered a few things. I don't know everything, but that's one of those things that's cool. Bryant, I know you got some questions for Brandon, and treat him kindly. He's been a good kid.
All right.
Finally, do I have to?
You don't understand. This is like catching up for me. Okay?
I know. Do I have to? All right, we're gonna go completely off the deep end here. Jason's gonna talk to me about this question later tonight. Is tomorrow Single Person Awareness Day or Valentine's Day for you?
It better be Valentine's Day if my wife has anything to say about it. So
Forget about it.
No, we didn't. They didn't forget.
You didn't forget.
No,
right. He is not in the doghouse tomorrow, so he's gonna be having a great day tomorrow. But you did great at Vegas. You did great tonight. You making the wife happy doing great tonight? Or is the wife kind of like, what are you doing, dude? Tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
Well, she's actually asleep, so I'm actually I'm good. She had a long day at work today, so she kind of left me alone. So but yeah, tomorrow was a whole different day. So we'll see about what we got to do tomorrow, and hopefully we can make her happy with a couple of things. So it's getting kind of tough after so many years. So you start forgetting, figuring out different things to do. You
Yeah.
don't know what to do anymore. So,
Yes.
but yeah,
There's
You know what they say?
go ahead.
You know what they say is the first year you gotta start with like a Hershey's Kisses because every year you gotta build on it.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
I wish you
Yeah.
luck building on it,
You
Brandon.
gotta double the
Yeah.
price. You gotta double the price. And Jess and I have been together for a hot minute. So when you have to
Yep.
double the price each year, you go from a Hershey Kiss to a pack of bubble gum. From a pack of bubble gum becomes a soda. From a soda becomes a car. There's
That's the slow play it.
that's pretty much how we look at it. I'm glad Jess she's simple. She just like I'm glad she likes gaming, because if she didn't like gaming, then we wouldn't be we'd be in a world of hurt. I've been with my ex-wife, because Jess is, those who don't know, Jess is my second wife, but my ex-wife was very high maintenance. And I call Jess high maintenance in a different way. She likes hunting. She likes all the things that I like when it comes to life. And she would rather have a 4x4 pickup or a new hunt rifle or a new compound bow or crossbow than me going out and her buying her some jewelry or French manicure or anything like that. So I don't know which one I'm happy for, because sometimes the French manicures were cheaper than a new 270.
Yes, they've gotten a lot more expensive since I was younger for sure.
Oh man, Brandon, always a pleasure, man. You and the crew and everybody that was out there cheering you guys on and rooting for you. I think I saw Schaefer out there. I know Hastings was out there, which is good to see Hastings out there again. Always a ton of fun to see you guys out there running and picking up some races, picking up some time. It's your time now, man. Give your shout outs. It's P3 finished tonight.
Yeah. So like I said again, congrats to Colby and Strickland. And they were quick. So congrats to them. The DBR guys, speedtrophies.com. You guys for putting it on. Corey up in the race control for putting up with us and taking care of the race for us. Appreciate him. Like I said, Niggas Paint Shop, Paul Setup Shop. Like I said, and just everybody for coming out and watching. So we appreciate it. We'll go on to, I believe, Auto Club next week and see if we can finally get a win.
It's close. You're close. Man, I've talked to you a couple times. You're close. You'll get there. Stage wins. Stage wins are probably just as important as a win right now.
Yeah, we started a couple of races back, so we're trying to. Me and Uber are trying to slowly climb our way up through the standings to at least maybe even have a shot at playoffs or something. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll be here every week, and hopefully we can get some points, maybe a couple wins along the way, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It'll be fun. You're gonna run it. Is she gonna let you run NIS this week? Yeah. This is the worst. This is the worst time for NIS and for the Daytona 500 to start.
I have I usually always do one, but we have running Sunoco on Sundays.
Yeah.
So we're running full length there. So I don't know if I'm gonna go out and run an NIS and run a full length and then turn around and do another one. So
no.
Maybe a couple small officials we might do just to kind of get our feet wet here. But nah, we're gonna wait to save the big one for that one. So it's a long race.
I don't blame you. That's 4 hours of racing that but potentially 4 hours of racing you don't want to have to do. So
yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of butt time. I forgot you guys are you run Sunoco, which is cool. I tune into that when I can. So good luck on that one. We'll be rooting you on again for another championship.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Brandon Banks, he's going to be P3 tonight. And if you haven't checked out the Sunoco series, that's on Podium Esports. Big shout out to those guys as well. I should be on Podium. That's who they were last year, I do believe. All I know is that I watched Banks have some fun out there and get some killer time. But Colby Hartung gets the victory here today. Kansas was Kansas. Kansas turned into a great race. I've seen Kansas be atrocious for some people, but today it was absolutely a blast. So I was thrilled. I was excited to see this one play out the way it did. absolutely a ton of fun. And I don't know why Colby's helmet never shows up whenever we click on his thing. I like his helmet. It's got a storm racing helmet. See if it'll pop up again. Here it is. But yeah, good things. Bryant, what are your takeaways from today's race?
Well, hold up at the beginning of the race. I said Banks. I had a list of them. We got Banks, Krober, and Burke. Burke finished 15th, Krober 12th with a bad strategy, and Banks finished third. We had Straight finishing fourth. Good run from Straight. Newbrow finishing fifth. He had a good run too. Last week's winner, Crownover sixth, but we kind of had a little bit of a different shakeup here. We saw Stryker and Hardtongue fighting it out here at Kansas. The top line became a dominant at the end of runs. The bottom line becoming the passing lane a lot of the time here at Kansas. But it was really just a really fun race. We had a very clean end of the race. And you know what? It was a very fantastic race to lead us into Single Person Awareness Day.
For you, not for me. It is. We want to make sure that folks don't get tripped up on the day. Valentine's Day is for everybody, regardless of what your status is in life. You know what you could do if you know anybody that is maybe your neighbor. Maybe there's a little lady that lost her husband recently. You can go and give her a flower, just to say that you're good. You do thoughts of kindness. It's the time to show love to your loved ones, not just the person that you're with. When Cupid's arrow strikes, that's just baloney. Show a little love and compassion out there. That's what Valentine's Day is about. You know, I know Jess is my forever Valentine, but I'll be taking Cody to my youngest daughter to lunch tomorrow for her Valentine's Day. So she has Daddy to be her Valentine, which is cool. So those are the more important things. So call your mom. Say Happy Valentine's Day, Mom. I love you.
You know, every year I always go to the store and I buy a thing of roses and I take them to my sister's house and I put it on the porch and I run away. And it says for Presley, and Presley is my niece, and every single year I hear about it for an entire month. Oh my gosh. Do you see what my secret admirer bring me?
There you go. That's cool.
Every year. So I really get a kick out of it. I try to do my best to make somebody's day. So
that's what matters, regardless of who you are and where you are. Valentine's Day is for everybody. It's similar to any major holiday out there. A lot of it is a lot to do with selling cards.
Yes.
But I would rather see somebody smile. And smiles are contagious, folks. So that's why I always say it at the end of every single stream, broadcast, whatever you want to call that we do here on our platforms. Of course, folks, if you haven't done so, Twitch, you guys were killing it out there earlier today. I'm sorry I wasn't more engaging with the chat. There was 34 trucks out there racing, 36 registered for the race, 34 out there racing. There's a lot going on at Kansas today. So, and normally I'm more engaging with the chat. Plus I'm down a monitor, so I can't really don't have chat. Chat has had its own monitor for a little while, and now chat doesn't have its own monitor. So, yeah, it's the way things go, the way life goes. We're gonna have a couple of days off here at Signature Esports. We'll be back Friday night for the Chop Shop Racing Cup Series, and it's been a good couple of weeks, and it's been a big good rebound for us as far as bookings and things of that sort. We're still trying to figure out how our schedule is going to play. Trying to get Bryant his own series so that way we can get him calling races on our platform independently, but as Signature Esports as well. You know, he's doing a good job. He's got a few things to practice on, but outside of that, he's been doing a pretty phenomenal job. So he's just got to pick. We got to get him used to telling a story and being in the flow. So not to talk about him in the third person because he's in my ear, but you know we want to make sure that he's set up for success, and as we continue to grow this stuff, we also want to make sure that Bryant isn't the only addition that we want to have. I would like to have more commentators that are dedicated to just not just helping Signature Esports just grow and be better, but also to being able to take on races, to give more of these leagues an option, other than just, I get contacted every single day, and I have to tell people no every single day about broadcasting because I don't have the time, or I don't have Bryant ready for it, or Bryant's schedule isn't capable of it, because Tuesday's our most requested day because Tuesday's the best day for sim racing. And this is statistically from Signature Esports' point of view. Tuesday has been it's the day we started on. It's the day that I've never been able to have off. And I'm telling you, other than of course scheduled days off with leagues and things of that, whenever it comes to like Memorial Day and Labor Day, those are my two biggest weekends on the year. But outside of that, Tuesday has been the day that we've always had booked. I've not had a Tuesday unbooked in 3.5 years. So, that's the big key. But I don't want to leave Chop Shop on Tuesday without me or without a dual broadcast, because I think it's valuable for this series to have a dual broadcast. And then it's valuable for every other series as well. But Chop Shop has been here for Signature Esports, and so we're kind of giving them something worth the while to keep Tuesdays as big as it is. Because I mean, let's face it, that's the series that we've been really doing really well on. But Bryant is going to need his own series here very soon, and he's probably going to have it very soon as well. Because we do have things in the pipeline. We have double books. I say double bookings, double leagues on Saturday and Sunday. There are a lot of things out there that are still in the pipeline for us to do, especially when it comes to content that we want to keep our platform growing. The gaming side of industry, the voices, the podcasts, the things that we do as a whole is just what we want to do and see grow. But Chop Shop was awesome. Twitch, you guys killed it out there today. YouTube, you're all amazing. Facebook, thank you very much. Those who are watching out on Twitter, much love to you. I don't know why the chat wasn't shared back and forth from Twitter to everybody else, but I could say thank you very much. It shows usernames. It doesn't show like actual names. So I'll have to learn how to read Twitter chat. I really will. Because that's just the whole different animal. And we'll have TikTok up as soon as we get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. If you can get to that point, go and follow me on TikTok. Thank you to all the new followers on TikTok that we've received over the last couple of days. It's been astounding to see that, a couple of days we gained 30, another couple of days we gained 8, another couple of days we gained another 14. So we're trying to push it. We want to get a live stream on TikTok just as well as Twitter and everywhere else, or X or whatever you want to call it, because the more exposure we can give these drivers, the better. And regardless if it's 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 people a day, it's still something to me, and it's something for these folks. We reach, depending on a platform, we do between 4,000 and 8,000 people a week, and that's sometimes that's per platform. So if you think about that, if we're on 5 platforms, we can do the same thing. 48,000 people, that's 20,000 a week. That's pretty darn good for these drivers. And so that way they can have the reach that they deserve. Every single driver on this platform, regardless of iRating, regardless of where they're from, they all deserve it. You know what I mean? So we love it. Metarude, thank you very much, sir. Much love to you. How are you doing, my friend? We're getting ready to end it. It was a great race. You should go back and rewatch it when you have a chance. We love what we do here. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? So, be good, be safe, be kind to one another. That is the most important thing that you can do, especially tomorrow. Folks, stay off your computers, spend some time with your family, go touch some grass since the weather's kind of doing some weird things, being nice again. And go buy your loved ones something special, like a steak dinner.
think I'm gonna buy myself that steak dinner.
Yeah, well, I'm glad Jess likes steak. That's yeah. We'll see you to the next one. Be good. Peace.